Hey, everybody. I don't know if anybody's in with me here yet. Hey, Psychedelic. I think it's just you and me right now, pal. A little bit of a change in venue. I'm on the other side of the room this morning. Um, and I'm actually on my iPad, so let me know, thumbs up or whatever, if you hear me okay, if the video quality looks okay. I had a appointment early this morning, and I just got home like 20 minutes ago, and my wife is feeling great, so she's taking her time. I'm just taking care of the little guy, so hence we're in the dining room, and of course you're going to hear you're going to hear him a little bit this morning, which hopefully it's not a problem. If it is, it is. What are you going to do about it? He's just having his oatmeal. Just going to give a couple minutes for people to come in. I know Brian was running a little late. There is a charity stream going on at the moment. Oh, napkin. From a guy by the name of Old Wolf, whom I just became familiar with maybe just a couple days ago. I don't know his channel well. I subscribe to him, but I really haven't watched any content yet. I would say go ahead and look him up, Old Wolf. He's running a 24-hour stream to raise funds for pediatric cancer, from what I understand. I just made like a $10 donation, and they're doing giveaways and all that thing. But the main point of it is raising money for a very good cause. Have a conference call meeting together. I can talk faster than type. Yeah, there's a way for me to invite you in, Paul, but I am multitasking at the moment. I think a third task would just blow up my brain at this second. But I'm just going to take my time because I know there's still a lot of people on Brian's show right now. Oh, here's Dale. How you doing, Dale? We're just talking a little bit about Old Wolf's show. Dale, I just got familiar with Old Wolf recently. Do you happen to have his full channel name so I could turn people onto that too? If you do, just put it in chat. Psych, I did tune in to Joe's birthday. It was a very nice show. They gave away a lot of stuff. The big thing was that Taylor Winder won 3 of the giveaways. He was the triple winner. And but what was really nice is he gifted one of the prizes, an early copy of Justice League, to Dave Breton. So I thought that was nice. And I kind of relate with giving stuff away because there was like a couple times last night where I was like, I really don't want that prize, so I'm not going to enter it, or I have that already. Old Wolf 65, there it is. So yeah, if you're not following Old Wolf 65, go ahead and do so. He's doing a 24-hour stream in 3 8-hour blocks. Oh, you're right, buddy? There you go. Doing a 24-hour stream in 3 8-hour blocks to raise money for pediatric cancer. I just went on and made a donation myself. I don't know a whole lot of his channel. That's why I asked Dale for that information. Dale, thank you. I appreciate you putting that in. E-Man, how you doing, sir? Hashtag Villains Unite. If you're tuning in late, we didn't really start yet. It's okay. Hey, Seth. I had an appointment this morning, so I jumped in here. I got home literally 20 minutes ago, and my wife is just taking it easy, so I am feeding the little guy. That's why we're in the dining room rather than the living room this morning, and you can, of course, hear him. I think she's going to take over for me shortly, though, so we'll see. I think I heard her moving around. So I'll just start getting into it. Pickups this week. I had no pickups. I didn't go to the store. I've been very busy reorganizing. Was it last weekend? I guess we started. We had a brilliant idea to just kind of reconfigure our home office, and that's where I do the majority of my filming, and my wife has her computer down there as well. So I'm down there 5 days a week at least, for 8 hours, give or take, sometimes more, sometimes less. Yeah, same. So, it's good because we're opening up the space a little bit more. I'm going to kind of give a little space where during the day, if I'm working and I don't have a meeting or something, and my wife needs a break, I can bring my son down and he could just kind of play. But it is a work in progress, and that has actually caused us to, and that's right, us. That come back to that in a second, to kind of work on my organization project again, and a little bit more aggressively. So right now in our office, I have, and you guys probably know the same thing as far as with organizing. I have different piles, alphabetically and by some of the series that I've collected for a while. And I'm in the process now of finally putting them into the boxes and, trying to reconfigure in some case some of the boxes for space. I know that you guys know what the struggle is. You're right. You guys know what the struggle is. I don't have to spell it out for you, but that's where I'm at there. So I'm hoping to have that finished this weekend because I need to put Christmas decorations away and do some laundry, all that fun stuff. But when I do that, we're going to see Piles Canada's organization. Sinbad, I agree with you. My wife, not so much. But the idea is, of course, I'm trying to put stuff in order to make it a little bit more accessible, make it much neater, and it's a delicate kind of process because you have to figure out, okay, well, I'm still collecting this title, but not so much on this one. You guys know what the struggle is like. My wife just walked in the room. Morning, honey. Morning. He just finished his oatmeal.
Where's his bottle?
It's in the fridge. There's very little left. I didn't mix it yet. Hey, Beckerman. Hey, Main Event. How are you, sir? So would you mind taking care of that? I'll sit with him for a little bit longer. Okay. My wife is here to rescue me. She's going to take the little guy in a few minutes. But, so no pickups this week. I do have Isolation number 2 coming to me. I think it's supposed to be coming today, actually, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited to read that finally. And I got one of each cover, so we'll see that. You're right? That's a new sound.
No, he's been doing that.
Okay. I know Delia is offering up some of the original artwork as well. He said I really have to look at what the art is, and of course our finances, because that's a whole nother thing. If it doesn't fit in there, what's going to happen? I put a barcode on every book in every box. Then I can find anything, no matter where I randomly stuck it. You're more organized than me, sir. Barcodes on every book. Wow. Sinbad, just out of curiosity, how many books are you talking? Oh, Zach, I'm sorry, I missed you. And hey, Beckerman. I think I said hi to Beckerman, but I'll say hi again. The other big news for this week, I hit and maintained finally for a full week over 200 subscribers. So I'm pretty excited about that. Rather than do this as a 200 subscriber giveaway, though, to celebrate, I think I'm just going to kind of mix this in with my 2-year YouTube celebration, which is coming up, I think, in March. I got to double check the date. It's either early March or late February. I'm still kind of playing with a couple of ideas what to do. Oh, thanks, David. I have one idea. I just really have to kind of write it out and go from there. What did you win? I don't know. What did you win? Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Yeah, so stay tuned because I will have more details on how you could win. I'm going to say some multiple prizes when I finally do that 2-year celebration. So I figure, look, we'll mix the 2-year in with the 200. Maybe we'll even be like 300 by then. Probably not. I'm being realistic, but hey, that'd be cool. Cup, how you doing? Good morning to you, sir. Cuppy. E-Man. Okay, I did get to read some books this week, though. That's good. And was playing a little bit of catch up. So I'll go into those right now. Why not? And then we'll talk a little bit about some news, perhaps. Durs, how are you, sir? Just last night, I read Ant-Man number 3. Bay, how are you, sir? Bay, I have to message you. I keep forgetting to do so. We'll get that taken care of, though, this weekend. 3-day weekend, so trying to get as much as I can done. Ant-Man #3. I have to say with this series, I've been loving the Tom Riley covers. I don't know. I like that kind of basic style, and I think they've continued that for the most part in the interiors as well. It's been a different kind of story. Beckerman, I didn't have a giveaway yet. I was just saying I hit 200 subscribers recently, and we're going to do rather than do a 200 subscriber giveaway, I'm going to do something for the 2-year channel anniversary, which is either late February or early March. I don't know off the top of my head. Oh, thank you, sir. And the little guy's birthday is next month, too, so that's kind of another thing that we have to throw in there, too. But this Ant-Man series, I have to say, I've been enjoying. It's a different kind of story. We go through, Bay, you just said, a different kind of time periods and whatnot. I have... Oh, did somebody win? Oh, Seth, I'm sorry, I didn't see. Yeah, Durs, I'm not tuned in, but and I said this at the beginning, I don't want to keep repeating it, but tune into Old Wolf's channel today at some point. He's going to be on for 24 hours, raising funds for pediatric cancer. It's a good cause. He's giving away stuff too, but when it comes to these charity giveaways or to these charity streams, I'm sure you'd agree with me. It's better to focus on the actual charity rather than the giveaway itself. That's kind of just cake at the moment. But yeah, I've been loving how you didn't win the Beckerman. Okay. Hey, Blast. I'm like all over the place. I didn't eat yet today, so there you go. Forget about coffee. Madam, how are you? Okay. Yeah, so Ant-Man 3. I enjoyed it, not as much as I enjoyed the first 2 chapters. I do like a little bit, buddy, of the time travel. Are we skipping or?
I can do it.
Are we not skipping? Are we trading? Okay.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. All right. So bear with us for a second. I am shifting around. You want to go over there so you're not on? I know you don't want to be on camera.
Yeah, you can go over there.
I'll just go right here because I have everything right here.
I still have to watch this stuff though.
All right. Hold on.
You can switch. I'll switch.
No, because I don't want to pick up the sync sound anyway. All right, everybody. We're traveling and traveling and traveling. And it's going to work better over here because I don't have my phone set up. I'm just using this. We're traveling back. Okay. Stephanie is watching on the Silver Surfer. Steven is watching as the Silver Surfer. Oh, is he? You getting ready for the cosplay? Is he paying up his debt? I'd love to see that. I guess I will see that shortly, whenever that video gets posted. Yeah, honey. Master lost in, I guess, their round of competition. So I guess he has to cosplay as the Silver Surfer.
Well, congrats to her.
Oh, yeah. Madam, I don't know if you heard my wife. She congratulated you. Okay, so what are we doing here? Yeah, I enjoyed I've been trying to talk about this for a few minutes. I'm sorry. I enjoyed the last part of Ant-Man, the third part. I have the fourth one to read. I haven't read that yet. I'm wondering if some of the details or the aspects that we've seen into this as far as multiple Ant-Mans throughout time have anything to do or are going to be incorporated into Quantumania, the film coming out, which we'll talk about shortly. I know that this just came out a couple weeks ago at this point, but I don't know. It kind of gave me a little bit about that vibe. Oh, that's a picture. That's not a book. Okay. I also read this week The Closet. This is issue 2. And yes, I'm behind. I still have to read the conclusion. I liked this chapter more than I liked the first chapter. I get that it's supposed to be a horror story. I don't typically read horror. This one just kind of grabs me. I do like Tinian's stuff in general. I enjoyed this chapter more so than the first. I especially liked, hey, Dope. I especially liked really the back and forth with between the father and the guys and his friends. While the kid is scared about this monster who's going to, follow him across country, that little kind of give and take between the two, the father and the friend, was really, really well done. And it almost like it took me to the point where I'm like, I want to. That's like a conversation I have with my friends, and I'll tell you something too. Just recent things going on top of the virus and just everything else. I haven't gotten to see friends and family as much as I've wanted to, and at that point when, and it is a struggle. I think every adult faces that at some point where um, you have to make an effort to stay in touch. Like personally, I turn around. I'm like, look, I know I got to call Mark today. I got to call Sam today, and hopefully we connect and just talk even for like 15 minutes or so. And that kind of scene where he's just sitting and talking to his friend. His friend's like, dude, I'm sorry I'm calling you out on your stuff, but we don't talk on the phone anymore. That kind of like was very well done to me. And you know what? If anything, I want to see that his friend, I can't remember the names, but I want to see more about his friend. I know that that's not the case. I think this is only one more issue to go in this. I do have it. I haven't read it downstairs. I haven't read it yet. It's downstairs. But looking forward to that. So maybe hopefully I'll get to read that this week. Junkyard Joe, number 2. I'll say this. A lot of people have been raving about this book. I thought the first issue was just good but not great. This one was great. A lot different. I enjoyed that a whole lot. Hey, Brian's here. How are you, sir? Yeah, there's not, I mean, look, I know there's been a lot said about Junkyard Joe. I don't think I could add anything to the conversation as far as that goes. I mean, it's top tier art, top tier story, very kind of compelling. And that very last scene, which, again, I know the third one is out already, but I'm not going to ruin it for you. Just total game changer. Just a total twist. If you haven't read it yet, the best way I could say it is if you take in picture a war movie, mix it with a little bit of Short Circuit, Little Johnny Five, and that's kind of the impression I have. Maybe a little bit of Frankenstein's monster. That's the way they're kind of pointing it, just a very little bit. But I'm there for it. I enjoy it. One thing that I forgot about this book that I'm glad that they highlight. They do I don't know if they automatically do a donation or if they promote the National Coalition for Homeless Veterans in the back of each book. And yeah, look, I've said it before about comic book companies, publishers, I should say, kind of using some sort of charity aims to kind of make money, allegedly, but not donating anything. I think it's great that they have a story here about a Vietnam soldier and incorporate the homeless veterans kind of charity into that. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. Again, I think everybody here has. I can't really add much to that conversation. I put this in 2 separate things here. Hold on a second. I put 2 books in one carrier, or 1 sleeve rather. I didn't have coffee, okay? I didn't eat yet. I'm way out of it. The first was Rogues Gallery number 3 and Rogues Gallery number 4. I didn't realize that this was ending so soon, but I'll talk about them back to back. I really enjoyed the second issue of Rogues Gallery. The first one, I'll be honest with you, it was a rough start for me. If you're unfamiliar, and this is the complete story at this point, you can pick up these issues, though. I think the first issue is harder to find. I do believe that they already have it in trade as well. You have a actress here. Can't think of her name. Not important. She portrays a superhero on a TV show, and you have a legion of fans, I guess you could say, who are very heavily invested into the character. You could see that they don't like her. They think that she's ruining the show, or she's ruining the character somehow. Because, look, TV takes a left turn from the books, sometimes for the better, sometimes not so much. I guess in this case, it was not so much. And she winds up quitting the show. So the show's ending, and this just infuriates this small group of fans even more. So they concoct a plan to. Okay, Brian, thanks for coming in and hi to your mom. Enjoy your lunch, sir. They concoct this plan that they're going to break into her mansion and steal the first issue of this comic that she has that is supposed to be very rare. I don't think it's supposed to be like an AF-15 rare, but they kind of build it up like that. And as you can see in issues 3 and 4, that takes a turn. I have to say, I think this was the most enjoyable miniseries I read in 2022. And look, I know again these are out already. You know, I'm behind. If you know me, that's what goes on, and if you don't know me, I'm behind. Deal with it. But very, very great series. A couple surprises, I'd have to say, particularly in the third issue, and the conclusion was satisfying. I have to say that you don't really. I feel like with a lot of miniseries that we've seen in the past couple of years, it just kind of ends. This one is somewhat satisfying, somewhat sad. And again, I'm kind of talking around things. Buddy, do me a favor. Don't drop that on the floor, okay? He has this little pop-up plastic toy he likes to play with, and he just likes to throw it on the floor, and it makes a huge noise that I hear when I'm downstairs working, and apparently he gets scared. So I'm begging you, buddy, while I'm streaming, don't do that today, okay? He doesn't. We're just joking. Rogues Gallery 3 and 4. If you haven't checked out that series, definitely do so. You could probably get the trade paperback now, or order it if not. No. Thanks, buddy. All right, Bay. Enjoy your choice, sir. Okay. Next, I'll do the other independent book I read this week. And I say independent because it's Image. I don't really consider Image to be independent any longer. I don't know. 8 Billion Genies number 6. This series starting to lose a little bit of steam for me. It's an interesting concept, and I'm glad that they're exploring it. But I don't know. Maybe it's not because it's not what I had expected. But I feel like it's now less about. I shouldn't say less about the genies, I guess, because it's always been to me a study on human behavior. You know, what would you do if you had $1 million? So in this case, what would you do if you had 3 wishes? Okay. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate that. Yeah, and there are some kind of interesting developments that they kind of speckle in here. Like, for example, where they've kind of taken a time jump, and they explain that there are some people who may have all 3 or even 2 more wishes left. And the idea is that you have these 3 wishes, and is Mrs. Tastic weighing in soon? I don't know. She's not in the room at the moment. She hasn't read any of these, though. But maybe we'll see what she's up to in a little bit. Actually, what I'll do is before I go into the Marvel books, there is a little announcement about a series that we're going to be working on together. But wrapping up my 8 Billion Genies talk, they've kind of done something where they say, there's people who've had their 3 wishes, and they're at the point where they have them and they're afraid to use them. And I kind of liked that little kind of statement on that because, look, in life, sometimes you have all these opportunities, but you're afraid to take a jump, take a leap, take a chance. And what winds up happening is you're doing nothing. So, again, there's 2 more issues of the series left. To be honest with you, I feel like it's gone on a little bit too long. But we'll see. Maybe 7 and 8 are just going to be, out of the park. I'll wait for my wife, actually, before we talk about the other one. Hey, honey, are you coming back soon? Honey? Okay. Yeah, she'll be back in a few minutes. But I'll talk about the Marvel books in the meantime. I only read 2. See, this means I need more coffee or some coffee. And that was everybody. I read X-Men number 16 and X-Men number 17. Now, a lot of people are not into the new X-Men series, or the current X-Men run, I should say. And I respect that because it's much different than what X-Men has been prior. My opinion, it's better, but we'll talk about that another time. X-Men 16 is a different shift. And I'll be honest with you, Dugan's X-Men has not been my favorite run of the Krakoan X-Men at all. If anything, I felt like at first it was a step back, but I kind of see now he's building something more. Main Event, I haven't checked the annual out yet, so I'll let you know on that. You can see that he's really kind of paving the way for something more. And I'm saying this as I'm getting a sense that the Krakoan age is ending. This summer they're going into the Sins of Sinister very soon, which turns out to look a lot more interesting than I thought it would initially. But this one I liked because the focus is on Forge and Caliban, who Caliban has really kind of been absent in the Krakoan Age books, at least in my opinion. And Forge is a character that they try to bring to the forefront ever so often, but aren't really successful with it. They've been more successful, I have to say, in the Krakoan Age, particularly in the X-Force books, really kind of fleshing out Forge more. Basically, Forge is going into the vault to rescue Darwin, who's been there forever. If you don't know, the vault is this... it's almost like a small universe that's been kind of captured, where you have this... time is sped up. And I think that's important because I feel like that's going to really lead more into the fall of Krakoa as it comes to be. And time goes differently there. So if you're in there for 10 minutes, it really feels 10 minutes on our side is like 1,000 years inside the vault. Without going into too much detail, there is a bit of a twist that really, hi Comic Cap, how are you? That really is going to have a big impact on X-23. I'm not going to give it away. I think that the most recent issues of X-Men, or if it's the annual, I don't know, that came out this past week, address it. But definitely taking a different direction. It's definitely doing something as far as with the resurrection protocols. And I really, really enjoy it. And 17 is just kind of the conclusion to that storyline. If anything, I have to say it's a little bit of false advertising because the majority of the characters on this cover you don't really see in the book, and if you do, they're there for maybe 2 or 3 panels. So while it may not be a cover buy, it's a decent read, especially for Dugan. Okay, so we're done with the Marvel books. That's actually everything I read this week, and I'm waiting for my wife so we can make an announcement about a show we've been collaborating on. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and plug Old Wolf's channel again. I'll go back to the channel name. So again, I really don't know him very well. He just kind of came onto my radar this week. Old Wolf 65. Thanks again, Dale, for providing that information. He is running a 24-hour stream to raise funds for pediatric cancer. If at any point in the day or the evening you have some free time, go ahead and jump on just for a few minutes. Make a donation. There's going to be giveaways, of course, and whatnot, but I personally would just make the donation without the giveaway. That's just me, though. I understand everybody's different. And to recap, too, yes, we finally hit 200 subscribers and sustained it for over a week. And I'm rather than doing a 200 subscriber giveaway, I'm just going to tie that into my 2-year channel anniversary giveaway, which is going to be either in February or March. I don't know. And I'm looking to do something fun. And actually, I'm going to be contacting, I think, some different YouTube channels to help me out with it. I don't know for sure. I have to write it out and make sure it makes sense, and then I'll be reaching out to people. But stay tuned. I'll give you more information on that. Also, thanks again, Trev. While Madam is here, Madam and Master and Matt Woods will be having a live show tomorrow evening I believe it's at 7:30 Eastern. Yep, 7:30. I'm definitely tuning into that. Durs, who is a great friend to the channel, I think he's a friend to all the YouTube channels at this point, is going to be trying his first attempt at going live about 5 or 5:30. So, look, if you've got time on a Sunday night, I know Sundays could be rough this time of year, people watching the playoffs and whatnot. I usually am watching from my in-laws, and I'll have my earpiece in. I'm part of the conversation. I know how terrible that sounds, but most of the time they're speaking on a different. Their first language is Turkish. They're Armenian, so a lot of times I can't understand what's going on. So that's the only reason I do the headphones. And look, there's been times, when Reggie was doing his stuff where I would just kind of bow out of the live stream just to spend time with family, because I'm not there to go like this. I'm there to visit them. Trev, that might be one of the prizes. I'm planning on multiple prizes. I might be, I'll give this a tease, I might be hitting short boxed to pick some stuff up. Hey, Kenneth. And you will not get yelled at, Phil, listening in. No. My wife knows. We stay this. And again, most of the time I'll just have the earpiece in and I'll put it I'll put the video screen to the side. And again, if I'm not in the conversation because it's in another language, then, Well, yeah, but can you come here first? Or just come sit here. You don't have to be on camera because I want to talk about the show that we've been working on. What? We've been recording those little videos all week.
Oh, yeah, the organizing.
Well, yeah, so here's an announcement. My wife, who you might see running around in the background briefly. Oh, wait, before we do that, Madam Blaster wanted to know if you have any thoughts about these current books, none of which you've read. So I'll just show you each cover. There's no covers I think that you're going to hate. So here, I'm showing the chat first. I'm going to show it to you. So we have X-Men 17. Now, my wife, interesting enough, is not a fan of the X-Men.
That's fine.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts about the X-Men?
What do you mean by thoughts?
X-Men 16. Just general thoughts. What are your feelings towards it?
I don't understand what you mean, though. Like, in what sense?
Just weighing in.
Just what sense? Like, in the movie? In the...
General. What's your thoughts?
It's okay. I mean, it's not one of my favorites, but...
I'm working on her. She doesn't like... Yeah, Trev knows.
Like,
she doesn't like
X-Men
magic.
Apocalypse, but that was good.
Yeah, my wife is a fan of the X-Men Apocalypse film.
What was the other one that we liked?
I liked Days of Future Past. You didn't.
Nah, that wasn't good. I'm talking about the more recent
I
ones.
didn't care for the Dark Phoenix. You liked
Dark Phoenix I liked.
And she likes Dark Phoenix. Asterisk on that, she has not seen X3. But I thought Dark Phoenix was better than The Last Stand. So here. You have any opinion on 8 Billion Genies? Which one? The X-Men cover you're not in love with, Adam? Or do you have any opinion on it? So 8 Billion Genies, basically the premise is three genie, a genie's appeared out of nowhere one day. One genie per person in the entire world. And said to everybody, oh no, they granted one wish, not 3 wishes, if I'm not mistaken. So everybody in the world has let me see, is it 1 wish or 3 wishes? Doesn't
3.
even say. I'm going to say 1.
Isn't it usually 3?
It's usually 3, but with this one it's 1. So everybody has a wish. So you start to see basically how the wishes shape the world and shape human behavior and whatnot. So now they're in the future. Some people still have their wishes, some people don't. Because people have wished for stupid things like, superpowers or monsters. There's a lot of infighting, and there's some people who have not used their wishes, so it's like they're afraid to. So
Kind of reminds me of Aladdin in a way. Sort of. Kind of, sort of.
So what are your that's your thought on that? It's kind of
Yeah,
because of the genie.
it's kind of similar.
Okay.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Did you hear my description of Rogues Gallery before? This was a limited series.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
I mean, I'm not really familiar with it, so I can't really say much about it, I guess.
Well, no, I mean, basically, she's an actress. She
Right, but I mean, I'm not really, I guess, acquainted with it, let's say.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 4-issue series, and that's basically it. You might actually like this one because it's closer to some of the crime shows that we were watching for a bit, like the true crime things.
It kind of reminds me of that actress from Queen's Gambit. What's her name? You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
Anna Taylor
Yeah.
Toya Smith or
From
whatever.
that cover, she looks like that.
I don't see that. What do you guys think?
No? A little bit.
Anna Taylor, whatever her name is. Remember we saw that funny story. So the X-Men one. Yeah. The 16 or the 17, the black one or the one with everybody on it, madam. And yes, like it is magic. Same one. Yeah, funny story. So we don't watch a whole lot of horror movies. Anything creepy we watch during the day. By creepy, it's anything my wife's not creeped out by. We haven't finished Sandman yet because she gets creeped out by it. One of the first movies we went to go see when we were dating was the critically acclaimed but very boring, in my opinion, The Witch. But remember,
That wasn't the first.
I said one of the first.
I was gonna say, oh. Okay.
No, the first was terrible. It was that.
Wasn't that Terminator?
Yeah, the Terminator Genesis. They say
Your
it
brother
like
liked it, I think.
what?
Your brother liked it.
He came with us?
Yeah. Remember?
I don't. No, I don't. Wait, I do. Yeah, no, Justin came.
And who else came? Someone else
We
was
met
there.
people there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. David, is The Menu like a horror type of movie? Or is that a creepy movie? Because it looks interesting, but we've stayed away from it because of that. The Witch was critically acclaimed, Zach. Yeah, and it was very boring. I will say this though: if you do watch that, the not Anna Taylor, Toya Taylor, whatever, but the kid who played her brother, I thought did a great job. Very chilling. And yeah, that whole thing with the apple, that freaked me out for like 3 days.
What'd you think about Thor: Love?
Okay, so Junkyard Joe, honey.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
So it's oh, Matthew likes it. He's smiling.
I think he likes it.
It's a takeoff of Geiger, which you're not familiar with. Now that I said it out loud, so he was a soldier in Vietnam. They kind of pieced him together RoboCop style, and now he's more of a robot. And now it's the current day. He's kind of more like a... Oh. Okay. Main Event said that The Menu, by the way, it's not a horror. It's a horror satire-ish, but it's not creepy. Nobody gets eaten. He said that's not a spoiler, but it's an amazing movie. I don't know. Maybe we might check it out.
Oh, it's a movie? I thought it was a series.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, so now it's the present day. He's kind of like a fable that he's been popping up. And I know that's a terrible description, everybody. I'm just kind of giving her the beats. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
You really have to read it. It's very
yeah, I
good.
would have to.
The Closet you won't read because it's very scary.
Okay.
A kid is traumatized by a small little monster that lives in his closet. Him and his father are moving cross country, but just because the closet's in the old house does not mean the monster doesn't follow them.
Kind of reminds me of that movie. You know what I'm talking about? It was a really cheesy movie with a monster under his bed. It's an older movie. I can't remember the name of it. You know what I'm talking about?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I have to.
But no, this is creepy, not cheesy. But I have to say the characters are very, very well done. And Lady Fantastic, how are you? What are your thoughts? Based on the description I gave you in the cover, I guess you could say.
I mean, it's not to my liking. I don't think I would be really wanting to read it.
Okay. And then this is Ant-Man number 3 of a 4-issue series. Basically, there is each issue focuses on a different Ant-Man throughout time. So the first issue was the Michael Douglas Ant-Man that you might be familiar with from the films. The second one was during the early 2000s. There was an evil Ant-Man called the Black Ant. And then this one is kind of another version of that, but Paul Rudd's character and his daughter are involved in this one. And again, it's kind of a big cross around time type of thing. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's okay. I mean, isn't that kind of what the movie is going to be about?
We don't know. I was just saying that I don't see. Here's the thing. This is a new series.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 4 issues. It wraps up. The 4th one's downstairs. I didn't read it yet. So I think that there's a chance they might take some elements from that, but I don't know.
That's what it looks like from the previews, at least. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying earlier, actually. Okay, so we did go through the books. So everybody has a little bit of a beat on my wife's feelings about these books. I did want her to read. I try to give her a different book to read each week, either digitally or physically, just to kind of weigh in on, because people seem to like her approach, and it's good as a non-comic fan in general to get her approach as well. She hasn't read it yet, though. This week was Amazing Spider-Man number 10, the most recent Judgment Day crossover. And I thought she might like that, but she hasn't checked it out yet. So maybe this week.
I've been running around.
No, that's fine. So now that we've built that up enough, you good, bud? He's not choking. He's making noises. I know how it sounds because that's why I'm like this. What's going on? You good, buddy? You could say hi. No, okay. So we built it up enough. We're going to talk about a new series, a new video series my wife and I have been working on. So as I was saying a little bit earlier, that's my glass, okay? I've been on a long reorganization project, which has been kicked up this week because I have to reorganize my office a bit. We're hoping to wrap it up this weekend. My wife, who is very organized and very neat, has offered to assist me with organizing the comics. And we've been going step by step, night by night, even if it's just for an hour or so, because I don't want to be down there all night. After our son is finally asleep and we've kind of unwound a little bit, just to organize comics. And I started recording a little bit each night, maybe about 5 to 10 minutes, nothing big, just to get her kind of take on it and really her approach at organization from a non-collector standpoint. Because, like, let's say this, I mean, as a collector, you know, it gets a little frustrating. Like, well, okay, now you have X-Men is a perfect example. I've been collecting X-Men since I'm 13. I'm 43 now. So you went from Uncanny X-Men and X-Men to Astonishing X-Men. What were some of the other ones we read? There was the whole Amazing X-Men. I'm not talking about the Age of Apocalypse ones. I'm talking about the, in my opinion, not great Brian Wood series. Astonishing, Amazing. Every adjective you could think of. And then the limited series. And then the reboots and the next volumes. And then X-Men became X-Men Legacy. And then went back to X-Men. By the way, in case you don't know, that is the sound of a small baby maybe going to the bathroom. I don't know, but that's what it sounds like. And then, of course, you need to make it accessible because, like, look, I'm actively reading Fiber, buddy. I'm actively reading X-Men. Okay, so I could put my X-Men stuff away, but then I'm going to have the problem putting it away, just reorganizing it the next month. So yeah, we've been on that. And honey, I haven't shown any of the videos yet. So without spoiling anything, just in general, have you found the process? You have to say words. Looks don't translate when you're off camera.
Gather my thoughts here. At first, it's challenging, but then once you get down to it, it gets easier as you go.
But you'll see that she got annoyed with me a couple times.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Well, I would cite examples, but we want everybody to watch it. So we're going to have to leave that with the tease. So that's what I have for you this week. But just to recap, went through my books that we reviewed. You have my wife's opinion on them now, too. That's start. Yep. Let's see. Again, check out Old Wolf's channel. He's doing that pediatric cancer fundraiser. Old Wolf 65 is his screen name. Again, look, even if you don't win anything, just throw him $10 or something. You know, he's not trying to raise a huge amount of money. It should be very doable and then some. I mean, look, what this community did with Comics Curing Cancer was amazing. There's no doubt in my mind that we can all, working together, hit that $2,500 goal and then exceed that even more. I think he was a third of the way there about an hour ago. Also, be sure this week to check out not this week, tomorrow night. Check out Durs, who will be on either about 5 or 5:30. Check out his channel. He'll probably have more information there. And, of course, make sure to check out our friends, the Blasters and Matt Woods. They're going to be on 7:30 tomorrow night. I think on either on the Blasters channel or on Matt Woods channels. You should just watch both channels or just subscribe to both channels if you don't know, so you don't miss. And they're both good channels anyway, so why not? And with that, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll leave you like I always do. Peace, love, and comics, people. Take care.